Some of Detroit's lowest income and highest crime areas can be found along East 8 Mile Road. Just east of Shaner on 8 Mile, inside the shell of a closed grocery store, sits the Academy of Warren, a kindergarten through 8th grade charter school.
My first impression is when I pulled up to the building, I didn't know what the hell it was. I was like, this is bad. And walking in, I can see a skeleton of a school.
So I don't want to say prison, but the walls were plain, there was no color.
The first thing that I noticed was that my classroom didn't have any windows, so it definitely was very tight, very hot, very chaotic.
As the Academy's new leader, Kearney quickly knew he needed help, so he contacted Richard Murray of Equity Schools, a Chicago firm working nationally to develop schools.
It was just acres of old asphalt, a few cars, and some remarkably ugly buildings. And the inside was even worse. It was just row after row of windowless rooms on bare double-loaded corridors. It was disorienting, it was confining, it really was a warehouse. And then there were the things that were missing. There was no library, there was no art, there was no music, there were no science labs, there was no gym, there was no color, and there was no natural light.
By fall of 2018, the Academy engaged Equity Schools to plan and implement its transformation. But without any access to new government funding, grants, or fundraising, Murray and his team knew they would need to be creative to make the project possible.
Clearly what was needed were enriching learning environments as diverse and complex as the learners who were there.
We were very selective with what we did here. We saved a lot of money everywhere we could and then put our funds towards the more fun, exciting, kind of unexpected stuff.
But when Equity Schools began approaching potential lenders, they were met with a string of rejections. So they compiled research to make a scientific case for the lenders, demonstrating how environmental factors were affecting the Academy's students.
What surprised us was that over the first few months, they were getting rejections. And some of them were without explanation, and some of them were for some reason tied to the students' test scores.
We looked at natural light, indoor air quality, physical activity, nutrition, and access to green spaces. What we found in the research on this was more dramatic than we were expecting. We were able to reassure potential lenders that we're not just making the school prettier, we're intentionally adjusting environmental factors that we can control in order to make it easier for kids to achieve in school.
Once conceptual plans and financial projections were ready, Equity Schools brought in Ziegler, a national bond underwriter specializing in financing charter schools.
When I had the opportunity to visit the school, I saw students that wanted something better. But I also saw them in a dilapidated grocery store. And so it was real clear to me that A, those children badly needed that facility, and B, once they got it, this project was going to be just an incredible success.
After more than 2 years of planning, setbacks, and a global pandemic, major construction began with the removal of 5 acres of asphalt. Interior walls were demolished to open up the formerly confining space. By the start of the 2021 school year, 110,000 square feet of existing buildings had been renovated.
I was totally mind blown. First of all, it's enormous.
It's just a visually pleasing school. I really enjoy the functionality of it all.
You've got parents who send their children here who are excited that their children get daylight, in their classrooms.
Really the most cost-effective way for us to bring natural light into the building, which was a big goal of ours on this project, was just to cut out skylights above the learning street and over all of the sort of shared spaces. We also installed a lot of interior windows.
The windows in the classroom does allow us to get natural light in and see the kids out there in the learning street at the same time.
The learning street is one of the coolest things that we put in here. It's basically a huge meandering corridor through the center of the school with a bunch of different kinds of diverse spaces within it.
It's more inviting to learn organically. They can go out there and just kind of do what they want to do, and they're learning without even realizing it.
Now I guess the greatest challenge is just trying to figure out how to give everybody a chance to be out there because they're constantly asking.
What I love is that there's a black box theater where the kids can go and have performing arts and different things like that.
In addition to the interior improvements, the team transformed the exterior with student gardens, an athletic field, a court for basketball or tennis, and a brand new student-designed playground.
We knew early on that we wanted Leathers and Associates to do this, and it's really fun. They send an architect out to the school to do design sessions with the kids. So the playground they have here is custom, the kids designed it themselves, and then the community came together to build it.
And let's not talk about the field house. Oh my goodness, my older children are a little jealous.
The brand new 35,000 square foot field house is used every day for sports and large assemblies. As a high-quality recreational destination for the surrounding community, the field house also serves as a revenue generator for the school.
I really see it as a living, thriving environment that can be enjoyed by all, not just the student community, but also areas surrounding can come in and utilize these spaces.
In the next 10 years, we hope to be one of the top 20 schools in Michigan that is pushing education forward so that it prepares them not only for high school, but also for college.
With the physical transformation now complete, the positive changes for the Academy's students, staff, and surrounding community have just begun. With natural light flowing through its hallways, the future has never been brighter for the students of the Academy of Warren.
To me, this story is about the right people who really care getting together and deciding to do it themselves, because it's overdue for their community.
At the end of the day, it's not that complicated, it's not that expensive, and we really feel like there's a great need for projects like this in so many communities all over the United States.
Believe in yourself, believe in your partner, stay focused, keep grinding, just keep on believing and believe that it will happen.